I shot Chavez. It was a very long process. The promotion was very long. Then tons of things happened in my life, and it took me a long time to actually go back into directing. And then fear is very difficult to battle. And a road trip film made perfect sense, because I might not have the answers, but I'll find them. And if I don't find the answers I'm looking for, I'll find something else. But there's no way I won't find something, because I'll be moving. And let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's start the car and get out. And that's why it came into my life. And everything was very fast. Something happened. We had a script of a comedy, full-on comedy about a pig and a farmer, and I went to do Chavez, and when I came back to that script, I was like, this is not the film I want to make now. And then I sat with Augusto, who wrote Abel with me, and his father passed away, and I said, then let's write about that. I have the chance to show it to my father, and you have the chance to write thinking about your father and mourning your father. So let's do it. And we sat down and we wrote in a month and a half. And then we sent the script, and this is two Mexicans writing, trying to sound American, so it was terrible. So we asked some friends, and we got a writer to rewrite the dialogue just by an American, and then that we sent to Danny, and he reacted, and 3 months later we were shooting, and 5 months later, 5 months later, we were saying goodbye, and to a family that suddenly felt like the closest thing you had and the strongest relation, and it was all in half a year, and it was a necessity. And I think road trips in life, not in film, happen when you need them, and it's the same thing for directors. There's a moment where you need to find out the answers, and you want to stop looking inside, and you need to breathe and relate to what's out there.
It's interesting. Some years ago, I was doing a tour with very, very Institute for Policy Studies out of DC, and very, very connected to Nation magazine. It's a tour around various communities. Went to Chicago, the Appalachians, Illinois, the Appalachian, the mountains, I can't even remember the name of the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, yes. And then we went to the South, and I was really adopted by the group of the National Association, a cooperative of black farmers, and they had just won a major suit, a historic suit of something like $4 billion for discrimination. But most black Americans were farmers, after slavery and during the periods. And so I've traveled with that group of men, primarily men and women who are part of the association from various places to Mississippi to Venezuela and other places. And I always kind of feel that at some point in time, and I'm always looking for the points of intersection. And I think one of the things that has been a part of my experience, and I think I've been fortunate to have, is that I think that the projects that I do, or try to think of the projects that I do, much larger than me, Danny, the individual. And they are, because they touch some other. When I did begin the theater, I chose the work to do specifically of the great South African playwright, Ethel Fugard, because I thought it was much larger than me. The context, the story, the lives, and what we could all derive as a community out of it was much larger than me. And I think that when I get an opportunity to do that, as in this case, it's very special. It reinforces, or it kind of validates the reason why we all get to do this. Because ultimately, we want to tell a story that goes beyond just ourselves, the individuals. And that's the beautiful thing about the work that we did and the journey on this as well.